Welcome to Whiskey Weekend, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I got my co-host over here, the Grease. Say hello, Grease.
What's up? We are live.
Yeah,
not just live, but live. I need to bump that.
Nah,
I'm docile now.
Nah.
I need a little extra volume.
Nah. I mixed it. We're here. We're live on a Monday night. Welcome, everyone. It's been a few weeks. We had stuff going on. I was traveling. Grease was traveling. He was taking care of Mama Grease.
Yeah, she done had a knee replaced. There's a lot going on with Mama Grease right now. I can't get into it.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I should not,
but maybe you should. Who's to say? New leaf, new year.
There's quite some changes for my mother going on.
Yeah.
Good thing she's keeping me as a son.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
She's not divorcing you as a son.
She's not. She's not getting rid of me for sure.
Well,
now,
that's a first.
I will say this. Heck of a story on the show tonight.
Which
we're going to get into.
We're going to get to it.
We are going to get to it. But I have missed you. I went to your office this morning.
Yeah.
And you were on the phone and I didn't care.
No, gave me a big old hug.
I went in there and you kind of did the little lean in.
Well, yeah.
Like you did
that's about as friendly as I get.
You tucked your head towards me and everything. Coworker was like, oh, and I was like, listen, I've seen this Joker 5 days a week for 8 years. And I was like, how many years is that? I mean, how many?
I'm not doing the math.
That's a lot of days. And when he goes 7 days rogue, I get upset.
Yeah, went on a little vacay, went down to the beach.
How about that Whiskey Weekend Open?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. Thought it'd amp us up.
Dude, that did get me excited.
That Patrick did that, right? He edited that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. So I know that someone
100%
with skill sets.
Yeah, Patrick did that for sure.
Yeah, that was solid.
Mm-hmm.
That was our walkout video, night 2, I believe. Or maybe one night.
Over the weekend, I got Chris Peed. Chris.
Oh, yeah. He
Chris
Yeah.
Chris Pro.
You got Crispied.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah, you got Chris.
We could totally say that. Chris Perpokiak came into town. He was with Stuff and Whiskey. He went to Nashville Barrel Company.
Yeah, people should go check that out on Stuff and Whiskey's page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did this blind thing, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Basically, he got a pour, and he had to do a bunch of stuff, and had to give it thumbs up, double thumbs up.
Yeah.
Whatever. Apparently, there was a guy that fell asleep on his couch.
After drinking or during the show because it was boring?
I mean, I just asked if anybody fell
asleep.
He didn't throw him under the bus. I asked, I was like, dude, how many people passed out? He's like, well, one person fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
But apparently Josh made like a pulled pork butt sandwich.
Oh, he did it up.
Is that how you say that? Pulled pork butt?
Yeah. I mean, you can leave out the butt, but it's just pulled pork because normally that's pork shoulder, which is the butt.
The Lord left out the butt when he made me. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're just a back with a hole in it.
I don't steal my joke, dude.
I mean, people have heard it from you. They understand I didn't create that.
Well,
so I don't even know if you created it. Typically, your jokes are pirated in some way, shape, or form. Dude. Even your never been right, but I may not be right, but I'm never wrong or something like that is Grateful Dead. You didn't even come up with that.
I understand. Dude, I thought about that this morning. I was coming into work. And I had a particular automobile in front of me.
I think you're drinking the wrong thing.
And we're drinking that later.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to drink.
We're going to drink that.
I'm going to crispy myself.
Okay.
There was a sample up from Crispy.
There was a Tesla truck in front of me on the way home.
Cybertruck is what they're called.
Okay, well, sure. And I looked at that thing and I said, that thing has like my body composition. Have you seen the?
Yeah.
I mean,
it does.
just a flat. I mean,
Just
it's a
angles and then flatness.
Right. Yeah. It's a bunch of things. And
Yeah.
and
Aggressive shapes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that, when like the shoulders are kind of like a little lazy,
Yeah.
a little hunchy, no back.
Yeah. Sunken in, caved in sternum.
Kind of like a backwards hat look. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't understand why people like those. Do you like them?
So I saw we went and saw Theo Vaughn at Zany's a couple weeks back.
Theo had
and
it's great.
He had it, and it was parked out front, and it was equal. Like seeing it in person was equally like I love that, and I absolutely hate that.
100%.
Like there was parts
Theo
of it that
can pull it
love
off.
the absurdity of it, right?
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
I
if you're
also
a
hated
baker, like if you work at
Yeah.
Regions,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
sure.
And you just rock a Tesla Cybertruck,
Yeah,
like you're not cool.
no,
But if
probably
you're Theo
not.
Vaughn,
Yeah, like I feel like you have to be driving it as kind of like a joke.
I'm pretty sure you have to wrap it.
It's kind of like a Pontiac Aztec, but the electric vehicle version. You remember those? I mean, basically is the same design, but just smudged up,
Right.
stainless steel or whatever.
I feel like I'd have to wrap mine.
What would you put on it?
Aviators?
You'd put aviators on the front, on the hood,
Yeah. Well, and then
or
like
on the
the
windshield.
ear parts down the side.
Yeah.
But I'd make them red, kind of like racing stripes. But then at the end, it's like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Those are sunglasses.
It's like Top Gun, jet, like Maverick sort of thing.
Yeah, I understand what aviators are.
Okay.
Here's my question. Why do they call them aviators, and why do they get to own it when they're flying? They're not actually wearing them.
Well, they're not called jet pilots.
Okay.
Will, they're called aviators.
That's fair.
And that's just, I don't know, maybe Amelia Earhart wore them.
She invented them, I heard, but that's also, we know how that ended. Not well.
Yeah, she couldn't see well.
Yeah.
She doesn't see right
Splash.
now.
That's something. So we're going to talk a little bit about something, but first I'm drinking. I'll save you some unless it's that good. This is Mythology Rye 10-year, 129.8 Dave Co pick out of Colorado. I believe Dave Co is. This is from Crispy, and we're going to drink a little bit of it.
Yeah.
How was the fella?
Crispy?
Yeah.
Oh, he was great. He went, well, I don't want to, what he did this weekend
Yeah.
and who he went to brunch with.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that ended up being very sweet, but a no-go.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to air it out.
Yeah.
I poured for him a, the pirate bottle, Elijah Craig, old back in the day. I can't remember what year it is, but it's like,
is that what they call those now? Pirate bottles?
Yeah, they're yeah, because the new bottles suck.
Okay.
So like the old bottles, I don't know. They don't look like pirates, but it looks like treasure.
No, it looks like something a pirate would drink out of.
That's very
I'm guessing.
okay. Sure.
That's what I'm guessing.
And I poured him
you
that.
didn't come up with that.
I opened up this New Holland single barrel that Gary Franchi picked.
Okay.
Fabulous pour. And then we opened up a 2013 Blanton's Gold.
All right. Y'all did okay.
We did all right.
Yeah. Really got after it.
I will say this much, dude. The Blanton's Gold was pure peach.
This tastes like
pear. I meant pear.
This tastes like shark repellent.
All right. Well, I'm drinking Barrel King right now, straight bourbon whiskey. This is
Double oaked and Stag Junior barrels.
batch C1, bottle number 94. And this is actually double oaked and Stag Junior barrels.
I just said that.
Now, well, why would you? I was concentrating on numbers. I can't hear when I'm concentrating on numbers.
You should drink.
And then you get upset
some
with
of that.
You just stole my story. Anyway, Matt Porter, now Master Blender for Barrel King. He was in the intro video saying America.
And he went and saw our buddy Ty.
He was a magician.
Yeah. People know Ty.
I know, but I mean, there's at least one person in here that don't.
Based off the numbers, no. I think all of them know.
Okay. So everybody knows Ty is a magician in Colorado.
Yeah.
And Matt Porter just showed up. I don't know if that was planned or not.
Well, Ty referenced it that he said, I think Porter's going to crash my magic show tonight. So I think he knew.
Okay.
I think he knew the locale and probably gave him a heads up. I'm going to be there. And
Nice.
So Mr. and Mrs. Porter showed up.
I'm going to shoot that so that I can have some mythology.
The Mythology Rye, this 10-year, 129.8 proof pick, it tastes like shark repellent to me.
Okay. I'll be the judge of that.
You probably will.
I've had shark repellent relatively.
I think I still have a bottle or two.
Yeah. I think I have one open, one not left.
All right. Cheers to faux shark repellent.
This is way more oral, I think.
Okay.
I mean,
it's similar though.
Hell of a pour though.
Similarities.
Hell of a pour.
Yeah.
Dave Co. What is Dave Co?
It's a liquor store.
Where?
I think
Colorado.
It's in Colorado. I think so.
Dave Co. and what is it? Could be Dave Colorado pick.
No, I think it's Dave Co. is the store.
It's like a gas station.
I don't know.
I think they have liquor gas stations in Colorado. Is the only reason I say that.
Okay.
But that's questionable is what I'm saying.
Well, you could Google it. You've got a phone. You have Amazon.
Well, I have 5%.
This is on brand.
Yeah.
Your internet's a little shaky tonight too. So if we cut in and out, just enjoy it.
Yeah, just
not doing anything about it.
Just live for it, guys. It's fine.
So I like that mythology pick. So I went to the beach. Enjoyed a lot of like 9:30 a.m. Modelo's. I took down a bottle of Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel that
nice.
I shared a pour with my cousin who's a chef down there, Cafe Tango. If you're in the Santa Rosa Beach 30A area, you should check it out if you want a nice meal. It's his restaurant. He's also the chef there. So we had a little bit of that on Friday night. Didn't drink too much whiskey. Well, we drank about half that bottle, but drank a lot of like Modelo in the pool and on the beach. So just some beers.
So apparently Modelo is like
it's the number one selling beer in the world, in the country right now.
Right.
Yeah. Constellation Brands.
It was like Bud Light. Then it went to Miller Lite when they changed the can. And then out of nowhere, I remember in college,
Miller Lite just had a peak, but then Bud Light has pretty much been king for decades.
Well, but then
But then Modelo surpassed them post incident. PR snafu.
Post incident.
Yeah.
So when I was in college,
okay,
Modelo was like, oh, you brought Modelo.
Yeah. Well, there's
same
also
thing with Stella. Like if it had the paper on the top.
Yeah, like the foil, right?
Yeah.
Modelo in the glass bottles. I was drinking out of cans because I didn't want to take glass on the beach. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh, right.
Or by the poolside. But yeah, they had the foil. The Negra Modelo is really good too. The like darker one. Have you ever had that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Throw a lime in that too. Top notch.
Yeah. I like
Big
Modelo.
Beer Talk Live. Beer Talk Live.
I mean, dude, it's all about hops, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, what strains of hops you using?
Isn't whiskey like just beer before they distill it? Or like the
other way around? Isn't whiskey,
you know what I mean?
Isn't beer just whiskey pre-distilled? I think that's what you meant to say. Every good whiskey starts as a beer.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and tell you something, dude. The beer market out there, people that do beer, I can't imagine how much money they make. I mean,
people that make beer or people that purchase beer?
Well, I mean, beer, like you can have a completely new, amazing beer in 3 months.
Sure.
And these whiskeys are like, we got to wait daggum 8 years.
Yeah.
And if you think about the amount of liquid that you're having to do.
Well, technically you only have to wait 2 years if you want straight bourbon.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm saying if you want it to be good, I said in like an incredible new beer.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I can't imagine. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't imagine that the beer companies don't make a crap ton. They make a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
Now you got to sell it. You can make it faster.
Sure.
So there's a weird supply and demand curve. Do you like what I'm headed?
Oh, I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Philosophical economic grease.
Oh, no.
You love it.
Not really. I'm trying to think if we did anything. Oh, when go-karts did the traditional panhandle vacay. Did go-karts one night.
Did you go putt-putt?
We didn't do putt-putt. We ran out of time. They had putt-putt on site at
the resort.
No, at the go-kart place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we just did the rides and did a bunch of go-kart tracks, did bumper boats. You remember bumper boats?
Yeah. They never work like you want them to.
Well, these bumper boats also had a water cannon built in. Best innovation of beach amusement park.
You know what would be better?
Situation.
It was in the dark and you had laser guns.
No, water cannon worked out pretty well.
You could just spray people in their face.
Oh yeah. My parents were like sitting on the side watching and like,
I just feel like that's a recipe for like a post bumper boat fight.
Henry
like
was so excited when I pressed down the water cannon button and it shot the first time. He goes, oh, "That's a great idea!"
He said that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then he wanted to go get his sister, so we did.
Okay, so he rode first.
No, he rode with me. She could drive her own boat.
She's that old, dude.
I
haven't seen her in like 7 years.
That's not accurate, but because she is not even 7.
Well, the last time I saw her, she hid from me.
Well, she gets a little shy.
But
You're an aggressive person. So, should we talk about the theme, the story that we've been waiting to tell?
Oh yes, gosh, guys. Will's going to be telling this story, and I'm going to chime in the obvious times.
Yeah,
because I need to pull some, some emotion out of you,
some details out
during this.
I think we need to crack that backbone though.
But so we're gonna have, and this is an elixir pick right here. This is May Elixir be with you.
Got Yoda.
There's T-Rock right there.
It's T-Rock's hair on Yoda.
I mean, it's
the best thing I've ever
it's
seen.
one of those bottles that I'm not going to get rid of.
No.
Even after
just make it a decanter. Just fill it with just standard stuff.
I mean, if you know what Tarek at Elixir looks like, just imagine him as Yoda.
Yeah.
And it's exactly how you would think it would look.
So Ken Davis just said, I was promised that Grease would be fighting a kangaroo. Why the beer talk? Well, Grease had nothing to do with a kangaroo.
Yeah, no, I cannot take any credit for this. This is guys,
top 5 moments of my life.
Top 5 moments to know somebody.
And we've been wanting to get on here and tell this, but then Grease was helping his mother. I was at the beach, and I had a date night with my wife one night. So we kind of had to take a little spring break, as they say.
Yep.
But this story has not left my head, and I have not stopped thinking about this moment of valor since it happened. So it was Easter weekend, and my parents who live in Kentucky said, hey, on Saturday, do y'all want to meet up at Kentucky Down Under is what it's called. Now, I don't even know if I should be saying the name.
That sounds like a putt-putt course.
It does. It does sound like an Australian-themed putt-putt course.
Right.
With a laser tag add-on.
Right. Yeah. You got to have an add-on. You can't just have a putt-putt course.
Yeah. So we said, sure, what is it? And they're like, it's a kangaroo park. They have this kind of zoo based off of Australian animals, and the main attraction are the kangaroos.
Well, yeah, because I mean, at the Nashville Zoo, the main attraction is the kangaroos.
So it's north of Bowling Green. I think it's in Mammoth Cave area, Cave City, like that kind of area. So it's a little bit, it's probably 20 or 30 miles north of Bowling Green on 65. So we head up there and we pull up, and the entrance to this Kentucky Down Under is like a little cinder block building, very much in the shape of a double wide, but it's a building, and you can go in, you get your tickets, and it's just like a chain link fence around the entrance. And then we rented a golf cart. It had a 6-seater.
Okay, so this was within golf cart range.
They provide them as an add-on. This is the laser tag to the putt-putt course.
Oh,
so you go up there and you're like, do you have any 6-seaters left? We're like, yeah, we got 1 or 2. And by the way, I just said that as though it were you running it.
Right.
Most of the employees, if not all of the employees we saw, were teenage girls. So there's not like zookeepers or zoologists. It's like teenagers making minimum wage are running the show. And
you didn't see like hardly anyone else.
Nah.
Well, until later.
Well,
But
right. So we get a golf cart. And so me, my wife, our kids, and my parents all fit on the golf cart. That was the highlight for my children, was the golf cart. When we later asked them, what was the best part about the Kangaroo Park? They said, the golf cart. So literally we could have stayed at home and come to Matt's house, degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Borrowed a golf cart and had equal impact on our children's lives.
Right.
So we're driving around. You come up this first exhibits. There's like an ocelot or something, some sort of wild cat in a cage. And we saw
there's
that.
A wild cat called an ocelot.
Yeah. Ocelot. Ocelot.
What does it look like?
Like a cat. I mean, kind of like a bobcat, but with cooler pattern.
Oh, okay.
It's got kind of like these big old spots.
Okay.
And so we saw that and went through some birds. There was a lot of signs that said, do not feed your fingers to the birds. That did not stop people from just sticking their hands right in these little fences and scratching like a African gray parrot on the head.
Oh,
saw kookaburras.
And there's nobody standing there to make sure that you don't put your fingers in there and get them plucked off.
It was not supervised.
Okay.
We saw dingoes, little wild dogs.
Oh, okay.
They had a wolf. I thought
those were kangaroos, but no.
No. Dingo is a little wild dog.
Okay.
We saw a wolf. They had a wolf. So we're just making our way through, but you're headed towards Glory Land, which is
like a for sure, like
kangaroo.
Wolf, like legit.
Yeah.
Like in Wild Fang.
White Fang.
White Fang.
White Fang is what you're thinking.
Well, that movie was wild.
It was wild. It's a great movie.
It's a wild wolf.
It'll make you cry.
It's called White Fang. It will make you cry. But I've never seen a wolf in the wild.
Well,
I've seen coyotes.
You can see it in Kentucky.
I'm gonna book a trip.
So there was a random camel right at the front gate. Don't know how that played into Australia, but they had one. And we then
Kentucky down under, baby.
See the kangaroos, and we're excited because you think to yourself, I've heard kangaroos can be aggressive, but they're open. So certainly, like, you kind of your inhibitions get kind of thrown out the window because they are a business. Like, they're operating. So and I feel like they've been open long enough. If anything bad happened, that someone would shut it down.
I mean, what am I trying to say? Like, there's a level of comfort.
Sure.
That there's an established business. Like, okay, they're still in business and they're still bringing people here.
Yeah.
And they're making money.
Yeah. This isn't opening weekend of this. This is, they've at least filed a couple tax returns.
Right.
Like, allegedly.
That trailer is not new.
No, it's cinder block. They built it and they had a nice fleet of golf carts.
Okay.
Like, I mean, they put some money into the golf carts.
Well,
I mean, they're money maker. You got to spend money to make money.
Right. What was the add-on price?
I don't remember.
Dude, used golf carts right now, so expensive.
Yeah, it's kind of like used cars. It's a trickle down.
Oh, that's fair.
So we see the kangaroo area, and the kids are excited. We're excited, and we walk up, and it's essentially a probably 2 acre area that's fenced in with chain link fence. And there's probably 40 or 50 kangaroos in there. And there's probably 70 people in there just wandering about.
In 2 acres?
Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm not good at gauging acreage, but it was a pretty decent area. No trees really or anything, just kind of wide open.
I lived on 2 acres as a kid, so I know what 2 acres is.
Yeah. Roughly. I mean, it feels like it was a decent amount of area.
Okay.
You could fit a good amount of people in, and a good amount of kangaroos. And now at the Nashville Zoo, they have kangaroo exhibit. You can go in. They're like babies.
Right.
These weren't babies.
Right.
These were, I mean, some were little, some were full grown. And by full grown, I mean like 6 feet tall and like roided out, like the puffed up chest. Did you load that picture?
No.
Okay.
But
Well,
no, I mean, I can.
I'll show you a picture of one if he can load it. But so we go in and then you can buy food. So we bought a cup of food so the kids could feed the kangaroos. And the only person giving instructions is another 18 to 21-year-old girl who I don't even think is studying zoology at UK. She's just, it's her job.
And she's
And
she's
just
running the front of
says,
house for kangaroos.
yeah, and it's very loosey goosey. She's just like, all right, here's the food. The first instruction was critical. Don't feed the kangaroo food to the sheep.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a fence that lined up. There's like a field of sheep behind it. And those sheep wanted some kangaroo food.
And we have a theory.
Yeah, we'll get to that
that
theory. But you're not supposed to feed the kangaroo food to the sheep. So that was important. Yeah, that's the one.
It's on our thumbnail, but yeah, I'll add it.
But then she said only pet them on their backs. Don't touch their tail or ears or faces, which is should be common sense. Right. And then she says if mamas have a baby in their pouch, don't touch the baby while it's in the mama's pouch. I'm like, why are you leaving pouched mamas and babies in the general population?
I feel like that's
like a
no-brainer.
So, but they were and said only touch the babies if they climb out of mama's pouch. Then it's fair game.
I mean, I still don't know if it is.
I don't think I wouldn't have done it. But then you're going around and all these kangaroos are just laying on the ground. Most of them are asleep. So we're like, they're probably given something to be so docile.
Yeah, something that you can't give the sheep.
Yeah, right. So maybe there's something in the food, but you're going up to sleep. Also, sleeping animals. There's humans walking up, getting in their face, shoving food in their front of their mouth. Some will eat, some people, some of them won't. So we're in there for 20 or 30 minutes, just going around different kangaroos.
It's a little cocktail mixed between like steroids and like Vicodin.
Yeah, I also said probably should have said also you don't eat the kangaroo food because there's also emu wandering around. Like you could feed an emu, which I don't want to stick my hand in front of a giant.
Dude,
beast.
that's an easy add-on when you have a camel waiting for you out the door. Like an emu is just like, oh yeah, we've got an emu. Like everybody has an emu.
So we're going around, we're feeding different kangaroos. Our kids get a picture with this giant kangaroo that was sleeping. And my wife does not like animals. Like she likes going to the zoo when they're behind glass and cages. She does not like being up close and personal with animals. And so some of the animals start moving. They start hopping around. They're doing their hoppy hops,
right? Like
you'd expect a kangaroo to eventually do. And she's like, you know what? It's about time for us to get out of here. You know, she's like, I think we've had enough of these kangaroos because they're hopping around. They're doing kangaroo stuff.
She's just overstimulated trying to get ahead of a situation.
Yeah. And then that situation started. So I'm sitting there, we're watching kangaroos hop by. We're trying to decide like when do we make our move to get out of here. And all of a sudden, this mother was walking with her child that was probably 6 or 7. He was probably my daughter's age, kindergarten, first grade. And from probably 30 feet away, this big male kangaroo stares that child down. And
not your child, just so that we're clear.
No, just a random child that the kid wasn't even near other kangaroos. The kid was not touching any kangaroos, wasn't even feeding kangaroos. He was just standing there next to his mother. And this kangaroo locked on that kid with his kangaroo eyes. And he lowered his head and he barreled towards that kid.
It was fixated.
And he swipes his little T-Rex arms, knocks the kid to the ground, and then is starting to go after him. And the mom kind of throws herself in between
the kid and the
kangaroo, but doesn't really know what to do. And luckily, I was nearby.
Right.
And I stepped up and I put my arm into the chest of that kangaroo, and I start bopping him in the chest, just shoving him back. And I in that moment became a bouncer.
Right.
And I said things I've never said before to a human, much less an animal. But as I'm shoving this kangaroo back, I am puffing up my chest and I go, "Not today, buddy. Fun's over. Not today." And I'm shoving this kangaroo back. And
you're trying not to cuss because like it's not like a kangaroo would like understand.
And that kangaroo,
I don't know, that one might
stops for a second, clearly displeased.
Right.
And I'm like, he's about to come after me.
Well, he's sizing you up at that point.
He is.
But let me go ahead and
I told him not today, buddy.
When Will puffs his chest out, you don't size it up.
So he looks at me and cocks his head to the side, like that look before he's going to just start destroying you.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, "I really want that child."
Right.
And he started jerking his head, trying to get an angle.
Yeah, he was trying to look at the kid.
I'm blocking and tagging. I'm just smacking him, pushing his little T-Rex arms back out of the way. This is happening very quickly.
Right.
My wife is terrified I'm about to die.
Right.
For some kid I don't know.
Dude, that kangaroo just has to get on its tail and kick you, and you're done.
And so gets enough time for the mom to get her son up and start scooting off. And as soon as they're like 15 feet away, and I'm still just
he loses
bobbing and weaving, he's turns around, goes back to his.
He's like, "I'm good, bro." So
my wife's like, "Now we are leaving." So we leave. We leave.
But you know what? You not leaving. I mean, Lord only knows what would have happened if you hadn't like gotten in between them.
Saved a child's life.
Because the woman wasn't going to intimidate him. Because she was. I'm not saying that because she was a woman. I'm saying she.
Are you sure?
No,
I'm talking about misogyny a few weeks ago.
No, she's on the ground, like trying to.
She's trying to cover her
like,
child.
That's not a.
She wasn't on the offensive.
Right.
And so the kangaroo hops off and we all like head out. And then I'm up there and I went to the concession stand because it was time for us to get at lunch. I had a nice fried bologna sandwich with cheese. Delicious. Only like $3 too. Great bargain if you're ever at Kentucky Down Under. And
it was pretty good though.
I mean, fried bologna sandwich with cheese is one of God's perfect fruits.
Okay, can I ask this? How old were the cooks?
It was all run by the same people.
Okay, so it was just
yeah,
like
so
high school girls.
So I'm waiting in line and I look over and all of a sudden I see taken off across the field 5 workers and they're gunning for that kangaroo. Because I guess the lady went and told and said the kangaroo attacked my child. And I see 5 human adults.
Wait a second. Let me think about this. You said 40 kangaroos.
Yeah.
How did they know which one?
Well, apparently they said, "Oh, he woke up grumpy yesterday too."
Oh,
they knew which kangaroo had it.
Okay, hang on a second. He woke up cranky yesterday too.
He still was out there with the general pop.
Which means there was an incident yesterday.
Oh, 100% there was. And so I saw 5 grown adults, not teenagers, in kind of safari-ish looking shirts run and tackle this kangaroo. 4 of them were holding the kangaroo down on the ground, while the other one zip tied its limbs. And then all 5 of them lift together as this kangaroo is thrashing about, tail is smacking, and they're carrying it off to Lord knows where.
Right.
That's probably where they get the baloney.
Well, later on, we know not far enough.
Yeah. So then another friend, I had told this story to a group of friends, and one of our friends a few days later,
which number one, doesn't everybody here want to be able to say, I fought a kangaroo?
Oh yeah. I mean, that was the best day for me. Especially it wasn't my kid.
Well,
so there's no trauma there.
And I mean, whether you have a girlfriend or a wife in that scenario,
yeah.
I mean, that's a get out of jail free card.
Oh yeah. I mean, my wife was afraid I was going to die, but she was very proud.
Right.
For Yeah.
You got to ride that wave, and then you can be like, "Hey, babe, can I go on a 10-day cruise?" And she's like, "Oh yeah."
And be like, I heard there's some kangaroos.
I just need to wind down, babe, after that
confrontation. Kangaroo. But our friend a couple days later, like 3 days later, his friend, so it's our friend's friend who we do not know.
How many days later?
3
days later.
Said that they were at the same park and his daughter was attacked by a kangaroo, came up from behind and grabbed her face. So
was it the same one?
I can't confirm or deny that. One would hope. Well, first of all, no. I was going to say one would hope it's the same one, that they don't have a huge problem on their hands. Where all of these are, but also one would hope if it were the same one, they wouldn't put it back out.
Right. They're idiots.
Yeah. But heck of a day.
Well, if you go back and there's one less kangaroo but an extra camel, you know what happens. You know what happened.
Yeah.
That's how they got the first camel.
And traded up.
we got to trade this kangaroo.
The one regret I have about this whole incident is that in hindsight, I should have punched it in the face.
Yeah.
Because I can accurately say I fought a kangaroo and saved a child. But how much better would it have been? It was like I punched that kangaroo in the face.
Yes.
Right between the eyes. I mean, that also may have started him much more aggressively, because I was just chest bumps into that very stout, thick pectoral chest that he had.
Right.
But it would have been nice to say I punched a kangaroo in the face once. Did you really? Yeah, saved a kid. It was in Kentucky. Nothing about this story sounds real, right? But then also, so
I mean, I can picture it, so it must be
a little bit later. Well, I'm just saying, like in a vacuum. I was in Kentucky and I fought a kangaroo.
Right. You thought Kentucky was about bourbon?
Right.
No, it's about.
So then the one other note of this is that we're like, why was it so fixated on that kid? Well, later we saw the family having lunch near us where we were having our fried bologna sandwiches, and they had 2 dogs with them. Yes, people bring their dogs. Even though there was a sign that says, do not bring your dogs, they didn't stop them. And everybody had, not everybody, but we probably saw 15, 20 dogs that people had brought with them to a zoo effectively.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, you just can't bring them in the cage.
A buddy of ours at work said, so his sister-in-law lives in Australia, and apparently kangaroos hate dogs, hate them. Like they will kick a dog, knock it out, drag it to a river and drown it. Adam told me that. I didn't check my facts because I just so badly want that to be the truth.
Okay.
That's how psychotic kangaroos are.
Right.
They'll just find a dog, kick it to stun it, and then take it to another place and drown it.
Yeah,
that's not a creature that should be in existence. That's an evil creature.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
And so our theory that we're working off of is that the kangaroo smelled the dogs on the kid.
Right.
And that's why he fixated on that one, because he's like, it's small.
He's like, do I need to
smells
kill
like
this
a dog. I'm going to knock
drag it into the river,
and drown it. He didn't, because I was there.
Because you were there.
I was there. There also wasn't a river, but there may have been a watering trough. So we went in a cave later too. They have a cave on site.
Okay, so you didn't leave.
No, we just left the pen.
You just left
right around on that golf cart. We did some panning from gemstones, like you do in the Smokies.
Did you get out of the kangaroo pen and be like, I mean, it can't all be bad.
It was the greatest.
Just keep going.
Oh yeah, I mean, we still had the golf cart. I mean,
okay, so what all did they have there? You had a golf cart, you had a camel, you had some emus, you had a wolf,
kangaroos, dingoes, ocelot, serval, which is another kind of wild cat with these pointy ears that can jump real high.
What cages are these things in?
Chain link.
Just chain link stuff.
I mean, those had a cap on top of it with
like the cat ones. Yeah, because they would climb, obviously. Yeah. And then they had parrots.
Oh yeah, a bunch of birds, kookaburras.
What parrots. Other attractions do they have? Not like animals.
You could watch them herd the sheep. It was like on the hour, every hour they had like a sheep herding.
Oh well, no wonder they didn't give them the drugs kangaroos were on.
I know, guaranteed that food had something in it to try to keep
Dimetap,
because there's no reason that all of them would be sleeping. It was like 11. It wasn't. I mean, these kangaroos are not early risers. So, and then they have a cave, and you go through the cave.
I mean, wouldn't you lay down though that if like your existence was just having 70 people look at you the whole day,
shove food in your mouth, and every once in a while,
you could feed the kangaroos?
Yeah, we bought the food and we're shoving our hands in their faces.
So that they literally lay down and eat all day.
Yeah, and sometimes attack a small child.
Right.
When opportunity arises.
Right. Okay.
So,
but you can't feed it to the sheep.
It says do not feed it to the sheep. Now, some children were definitely feeding it to the sheep.
Right.
And there were some stragglers in the shepherd show, but oh, we saw a porcupine.
I'm sorry, what?
Porcupine. Porcupine. Porcupine.
Porcupine.
How do you say it? Porcupine?
I call it a porcupine.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Porcupine.
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 Yeah, I had that.
I'm going to talk to Logan about that one.
I'm going to throw this whiskey in your face.
Add it to the list, man.
So it was solid, though. It was a solid experience.
Was there any
7
rides
out of 10
outside of the golf cart?
No rides.
Okay, no rides.
Well, I mean, if you can
like a ropes course,
fighting a kangaroo. No, there's panning for gold.
Okay.
Gift shop.
Well, yeah, you can have a gift shop.
Gift shop. Two gift shops.
Did they have one of those wands that had like a taser on the end of it?
They should have.
Yeah.
Add-on.
An add-on. Would you like a taser?
You can go in the pen with the wild ones and just tase them all day. That's coming soon. Summer of 2024. They've rounded up enough.
I can't imagine how many people would pick at that.
I mean, the fact that
I wonder how much
to my
money
knowledge, 3 incidents in a 5-day period, and they're still open.
Well, and those kids are like, yeah, I mean, he was just a little grumpy. Like, we took care of it. And like the owner's like, oh, okay, cool. Next thing he knows, there's 3 lawsuits. And he's like,
it had mega Tiger King vibes.
I mean, that's all I'm picturing.
Yeah, that was the kind of zoo situation we were dealing with.
Except I think Tiger King might have been, in my head, Tiger King was nicer.
Golf carts, though. I'm gonna keep going back to that.
Well, I mean,
highlight of the day for the kids. Highlight of the day.
You need to see my new one.
I saw it in the parking lot.
Oh,
the driveway is what some people call it.
You need to take a picture and show Henry and Adeline.
Yeah, I'll be like, but can you fight a kangaroo there?
I mean, we could go find something to fight.
Pretty sure I'm the hero of Adeline's kindergarten class because like that Monday.
Oh, 100%. She goes, my dad fought a kangaroo.
Yeah. And I mean, the kids are going to believe it, even though this one is actually true.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the kid's mind though,
incredible.
Like it doesn't matter if it's a push or a punch in the face.
No, right. Exactly.
It's just mad props at that point.
She didn't even have to. I mean, in their heads, I probably was on the ground tussling. Like actually romping in the ground, just pow, pow, pow.
Right.
I didn't.
When you pushed the kangaroo, did it go to the ground? So he was a stud.
Did you load that picture?
I did. Well, no, I have it, but
okay, never mind.
Well, I didn't want to mess it up.
There's a picture.
Lord.
This was not this one. The one that I fought was
Kevin Hasselwander, our historian, sent us a freaking fish music video called Oscillate.
Ken Davis said will not be the hero we deserve, but is the hero we need.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and tell you something. In the text group where he's sharing this. Wait, or did you share it with me before that group?
I had to broadcast it to as many people as
possible. Yeah. I've never been more brotherly attracted to someone in my life than I was in that moment.
It was a solid moment. I wish so. This one was probably 5'6" tall.
Okay, so you had like 4 inches.
I had a
on
little
it.
bit of height advantage on him. That other one had to have been like 6 feet. The one that I was trying to put in the picture. There was probably only 3 that were that big in the cage. The others were like 4.5 feet, and then there were some smaller ones too.
Yeah,
but I mean, not everybody,
dude. 5'6". I mean,
would do
dude, a 4-foot kangaroo can knock you up.
100%. They are all muscle.
Yeah.
And the balls on those things. huge balls. That's how you can tell they were males.
Right.
There was no hiding that.
Well, I mean, metaphorically speaking, too.
I mean,
he
two can play at that game. Kangaroo.
He didn't exactly run after the first shove.
I know.
He tried to come back.
Yeah, he wanted that child. He didn't get him. Not today, Kangaroo. Not so fast.
So was it a boy child?
Buddy. Yeah.
Okay, so he could have handled himself if he had to.
That child?
Yeah. I mean, he's a boy.
He was 6.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to do
masochism or what?
Yeah,
no, not that one.
Whatever it's called.
Misogyny.
Whatever it's called.
All right.
Oh Lord.
What are we looking at?
Brian Woolert.
Born to Fight.
New sponsor. Man, we're getting some solid side texts tonight.
Yeah, we need to get sponsored by that whiskey company. It's Born to Fight, and there's a dude boxing a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have punched him. Man. Beat myself up about that. I'll be laying in bed just thinking about glory. And then I'll be like, man, I should have punched him.
Right.
Should have. Pow.
Yeah,
right in those big dumb ears. In those big dumb ears. I'll box your ears, kangaroo. I will box you. Gets me jacked up.
It does.
Just thinking about it.
It does. So was the cave on site too, or did
yeah, 100%.
Okay, well you should have led with that one. Was there another attraction?
I did. I said we went into a cave.
Well, I thought it was like Mammoth Cave for a second.
No, this was indeed not Mammoth Cave. This was a lesser cave.
So this was a wine cellar in the ground.
No, it was not. It was a nice cave. Like you went under and went through and came out the other side.
Let me go ahead and tell you, there is nothing that would let me go, yeah, this thing's well run.
I'm going to go to the ground.
It's maintained. I am going to go in a questionable cave. That
the cave was probably the nicest thing about it.
The root word of caving in,
right? It said cave.
Yeah, it's cave.
Yeah,
cave in. Yeah. Whatever you want to say.
It's a very pretty cave. Kids didn't like it. They were not fans of the cave.
No,
my wife.
I don't like caves.
Not fans of animals. Loves a good cave. Loves caves.
I do Ruby Falls.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only cave I trust. And it's only because I went there as a kid and I survived. And now and then I'm an adult. I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't be scared of it.
We went on Lost River Cave one time. That's actually in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
And that one, our buddy Chase got married. His reception was at the mouth of it, which is old. It was old speakeasy. But we went
a music venue there.
You get in a boat ride and you have to go under and you have to basically lay flat in the boat to get under because you'll knock your head. And then you're in a huge cave. But that one's kind of terrifying because the entire time you're in water.
Yeah. What if there's like a squall or something that pops up?
Well, you're in a cave.
Right.
So there's no weather patterns.
The runnage off of the mountain.
I think the water comes out of the cave. It's like a spring.
Okay, even worse. You don't see it coming. Then all of a sudden, it starts rising like this.
And you can't get out.
And you can't
get out.
See, I'm not going to mess with that.
We did it once. I don't know if I'd do it again.
But I will say
they didn't have kangaroos on site.
But I will say this. If it's near the entrance of the cave, if that's all you had to do, like, did you just have to go under that, like, right at the beginning?
Yeah, but you're in a boat. You have to duck or you'll knock your head.
How far do you have to go up underneath it? Was it like a 20-foot swim or was it like...
You're not swimming.
I know. I'm saying if it was filled with water.
Yeah, it's probably about 20 feet.
Okay, 20 feet is manageable.
Yeah, but if it's pitch black, you can't see.
Well, okay, so...
You saw remember that cave in wherever it was, Thailand?
Yeah, but that was like a mile, dude. That was like 2 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
That was wild.
It's a good story.
The fact that those kids made it, insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Right.
Do you think? No, I can't say that.
Are we doing virtual bar night or something tonight?
I had forgotten about that, but that sounds great.
Yeah, we're gonna do. You want to do VBM?
Yeah, let's do VBM.
Hey, if you want to support the show and you want to hang out with us, go to patreon.com/thepodcast. You can join us for virtual bar night or town hall. These are hangouts on Zoom that we do with our closest whiskey friends, and you can become one of those too by just going to patreon.com/thepodcast, or you can just send us $5 in the mail just to support the show. That's a level. You don't actually have to stamp and everything. It's a throwback for Ty. He's the only one who cares about that. Maybe Kevin, maybe. But yeah, check that out. $5 in the mail. It's a level. Or town hall or virtual bar night. We appreciate that. Also, check out Heavy Mental podcast. That's the Grease.
Yes.
Talking about all of his issues.
We just had a firefighter on.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a firefighter on talking about like just the stress, trauma, the mental awareness that goes through a firefighter. We had our buddy Rob on, who was he was the coffee gift guy that pours it over his head. He kind of went from like a ton of fame to, when Vine kind of fell and his creativity just got squashed. It was, the last couple of episodes are incredible.
And I've got a new concept I'm going to try out.
Okay.
So I'm going to try this out.
And we're going to have Will soon.
I'm going to do this Friday night.
Okay.
I'm going to go live on @WhiskeyBugger on YouTube.
Oh.
And it's going to be call-in show.
Okay.
Tell your big fish stories.
Oh, well, then I have like 7 of them.
Well, you should call in.
I will call in.
So it'll be over on @WhiskeyBugger, and that's my fishing channel.
I can't wait till Ty calls in and it's like,
oh, Ty's
it's like one time I got like this 2-pound rainbow.
Yeah, that's probably what he'll say.
It's pretty cool.
But
I used a perch to catch it.
People
that I caught earlier.
People love telling big fish stories.
Right.
Why not do it on the internet?
Right.
Make that like enshrined in internet history.
Dude, Whiskey Bugger, by the way, there was your most recent short on YouTube.
I've done a couple shorts recently.
Well, no,
I've done a few of those where I'm just showing some.
Well, I've only seen the one.
Yeah.
You're not on my algorithm yet.
That's probably, it makes sense.
I followed you, but you're just, you can follow somebody and not be on the algorithm.
Yeah, go sub.
Look at case in point.
Right. Go sub to Grease's podcast, Heavy Mental. Go sub to @WhiskeyBugger on YouTube and check it out Friday night, probably about 8:00 Central. I'm going to go live. I'll post in podcast or some other places too, but it'll be, you can call in and tell your big fish story, or you can call in and just completely BS me. That's kind of the point of fishing stories.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's it. All right, folks.
Strut your big fish energy.
Let's do it. We don't know Jack,
but we'll drink it. Backbone, baby!
Oh, I got
Kangaroo.
We're still live. We got to figure out how to end this.
Oh, what do you mean? You go up there.
Yeah.
No, you go up there.
You exit the full screen.
Yeah. And then you sup every. Okay, well that's
a good.
They're late.
In stream. Did we do it right?